some reason, I always want to use shift when I don't need to. It's like a habit. It's like a tick. I just go straight to shift when I start certain words. I thought that was district. Had to force my way through that word. One thing that I have started doing is I'm just lifting my hands completely off the keyboard. Because having my hands, having my wrists rest on the keyboard, it created a different kind of strain. It created a different kind of pain after a while. So I just decided to lift my hands completely off of the board. So they're hovering just like I do with a traditional QWERTY board. I kind of like it when my hands hover anyway. It makes me feel like I'm training my endurance, you know? One thing that I do like about this board a lot is how much less my fingers have to reach for keys and how much less my hands feel like they have to travel overall. There's so much less movement that my hands have to do in order to type all of these letters. My hands don't even feel like they're moving. The only time I really feel like I have to stretch for anything is when I'm going for dash. Dash, the question mark and the period are perfect. Quotation marks and colon and semicolon are perfect. Shift is perfect. Dash is, and exclamation marks. Anything that involving the number keys really, or that upper row. There's a slight stretching that I feel like I have to do, but it's nothing like you would feel on a traditional QWERTY board or on a traditional mechanical keyboard. Those, you have to dedicate specific time to train your muscle memory to hit those keys. This though, when I hear, I know that's 2 or 3, excuse me. Yeah, I don't have the numbers down yet, but my point is that it's easier to hit the number keys. All I have to do is stretch my fingers. I don't have to move my hands. On a traditional mechanical keyboard, you actually have to move your entire hand to go back and forth to the number keys, back to the keyboard. Here, all I had to do is just extend my fingers and I'm there. You know, it'll take training for that to become second nature, for me to be accurate with the numbers to do that. But the efficiency is really appreciated. It definitely is. And mastery, of course, it just takes time. Just takes training, just takes practice. I'm not there yet, but I plan to at least get to the point where I can type every letter on this keyboard with ease. I just want to unlock every letter. That's really my goal with this keyboard. I don't know if I want to get to the point where I actually switch my QWERTY keyboard out for this, my traditional keyboard for this. I don't know if I want to go that far. But I do know that I want to build a level of proficiency with this board, and that'll be done by unlocking all the letters. Because I'm also training punctuation too, and that helps a lot. That helps a lot. It helps a lot to build confidence that you can just type text. Not necessarily that you can type text fast, but that you know how to type, you know. Because speed is just something that comes with time. Even though it feels so frustrating to me a lot of the time, because I feel like I put so much practice in, and sometimes it just doesn't feel like it pays off at all. But you just have to remind yourself that learning any skill is a marathon. It's not a sprint. You're not going to get good overnight. It could take years. It sucks, but it is what it is. It's an investment. Oh, I think I messed up the question mark there. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. That's one thing about this board too, that it's easy to like lure yourself into this state of overconfidence, because after a while you kind of feel yourself getting into this groove where your mind starts to wander. It's very different from a traditional mechanical keyboard, because you always have to focus on that keyboard, on my other keyboard. Especially when you're trying to type at blazing speeds. Here, it's just, everything feels so much more, it's just, simple is the wrong word. It's just the entire typing experience on this keyboard is much more relaxed. Even if I feel like I want to push the pace and I want to type faster, which I can't do, you know, at a level that I'd like to, because I'm not good enough with the board yet. But even when I feel like I want to press the pace, it doesn't feel like I have to use a ton of effort to do it. If you're typing on one of those other staggered keyboard models, when you press the pace, you have to feel like you're putting in a tremendous amount of effort to do it, or at least I still do. But here, if you want to push the pace, you don't really have to feel like you're putting in that much effort. Probably should move this closer to my mouth so I'm not leaning forward when I'm talking to the mic. That's one thing that I try to work on as well. I try to work on good posture, good sitting posture. It's easy to kind of abandon your posture when you're leaning forward to speaking to a mic. You got to remind yourself, okay, I got to sit back. For the sake of my back, I have to sit back. I want to be healthy when I'm old, or at least as healthy as I can be. Especially if I'm, you know, I just love typing. You know, I don't think it's really going to get me anywhere in life, but I just love typing. I love the tactile. I love the feeling of just creating something with my fingers. You know, it just feels so satisfying. Words, more specifically. I love words too. Even though I'm not a wordsmith, I just love creating words with my fingers. One thing that I know I'll have to dedicate specific time to train to is because learning how to type all these letters is great. It's fine and dandy, but I'm not getting any time training how to use the enter key and the backspace key. So that's one thing that I'm going to have to, the thumb cluster more specifically, I'm going to have to, and I guess that'll just come with use. Just if I decide to just use it regularly. But that's one thing that I'm not really getting a lot of training in. That's my fault. Sometimes my hand will slip. My fingers will slip off these keys. It's mostly my fault, but I will say that these the default keycaps that come on this board, they're a bit slippery. They're a bit slick. I will say that. It's not exaggerated, but it's kind of easy for your fingers to slip off the top of these keycaps. In a way, that's not too bad though, because it forces you to really focus on working on building your accuracy. You know, your muscle memory has to really be spot on. Especially if you get to the point where you're good enough where you can start to push the pace. Or you can start really testing those words per minute. You have no choice. You can't be bumbling around thinking that you're just going to hit the edge of a key or something. You got to hit right in the middle. I rushed it there. I rushed it. Started getting too overconfident. I rushed it. I rushed it again. I knew it. I messed up. Okay, that's it. Let's see if I can get perfect on this. Yeah, that's messed up. Alright, let's get perfect on the next one. Dang it! My finger slipped. All right, let's try perfect on this one. Oh my gosh. All right, let's try to get perfect on this one. We're getting to perfect before we end practice. I'm telling you that right now. I don't like to end practice on a horrible note. Because the thing is, I know I'm capable of it. I know I'm capable of getting perfect. Of getting a perfect run here. I almost messed that up. I almost butchered screens, but that was good. That was good.